Well, hello, and welcome to the Mom Live Show. I am so glad that you're joining us. And if you are joining us live, go ahead and put hashtag live. If you're joining via replay, hashtag replay. In either event, we're glad to have you. And we're looking back at 2021, like where to go, right? Where did it go? Now we're looking at 2022 in less than a few days, and we are planning for the new year. We're looking at what we think we should be doing in 2022, looking at 2021, seeing what didn't work and what did work. That's part of the reflection of annual reviews that you would normally get even on your job, right? They would look at your progress, look at what you've done, what you've contributed to the organization, and then they'd say, oh, well, you get a bonus because you helped us increase our sales. And in those unfortunate situations where they just say thank you for your service, um it's still recognition of what you've done, what you've accomplished throughout the year. So looking at 2022, what will be your guiding force? What will you be looking at, um, concentrating on, being intentional about in 2022 to ensure the success and growth of your business? So that's what we're going to be talking about. A concept that is not new, but rising fairly quickly is the word of the year. Word of the year. Word of the year is a process by which you take into account what it is that you're hoping and dreaming to accomplish in the next year, and it goes really closely. It's really closely related to mindset, and we know that mindset is everything. With if you want to lose weight, it's not really the carbs that count. It's your mindset, whether or not you're willing to be disciplined enough to turn down your plate, or be disciplined enough to read the food labels, or be disciplined enough to get up first thing in the morning and start your jog, or do your exercise routine, right? It's your mindset that drives you to accomplish the things that you set out to accomplish. You can have all of the goals and plans in the world, but if you don't take action, if you don't make it a priority in your mind to get it done, it won't get done. And this is sort of where word of the year comes into play. It's actually taking on an intentional, well, taking on a word that's going to give you intentional guidance on how you're going to do the things that you want to do for the year. That means you're going to focus diligently on this word. You're going to um, grow and make decisions based on this word. You're going to concentrate on how you can make this word true. And that's what makes word of the year powerful, because you allow your mind to be intentional about focusing on that word and getting it done. So, um, let me just go back and say that if you're just joining us, I am Rasheeda Green. I am the founder and CEO of Mompreneur HQ. I am the host of this wonderful Mompreneur HQ community where we help moms to start, grow, and scale home based virtual businesses so that they don't have to neglect themselves or their families in the process, right? We do that through coaching opportunities. We also provide content that helps to enrich and educate you. And we also provide this Mompreneur HQ community where we have women from all walks of life who have businesses, who don't have businesses, who have children, who don't have children, who are in this community and able to um, answer questions and assist and support when needed. And we are we've been at this now for an entire year. And we've been doing these lives for at least 6 to 7 months and coming out to you every week and not really choosing a word of the year this year. I didn't really choose a word, but if I was to say to choose a word, I would say persistence. So we were very persistent this year in pushing out content, posting on a regular basis, producing products that we thought that our community would need, and allowing ourselves to be stretched this year was definitely something that we did during 2021 and that we will continue to do. Work outside of our comfort zone, push ourselves beyond what we think is all that we can do. And so I have been thinking about a word of the year, and that's what we are talking about today. So if you are with us live or watching the replay, feel free to grab a pencil or writing utensil and paper or your phone and your notes app so that we can get an understanding of what word of the year is, and what an exercise that you can do to establish what your of the year will be and how you will go about making that word a priority in everything that you do. All right. So we'll get started. Now, I'll just say that, as I mentioned, I said I may have been perseverance, but I didn't pick a word in advance, right? Some words that some people pick have been believe, transformative or transform, hope, focus. Some people have even had the year of more. I like that. The year of more. Whether that would be more energy, more time, more freedom, more money, more love, more cars, more money in the bank, more Airbnb properties, more real estate, whatever it is, the year of more sounds very exciting to me. And I don't know, that might be a word that I choose. But we'll see. We're gonna talk about that a little later on. But let's talk about what other people have done so far. So some people would say thrive, um, consistency, gratitude, brave, inspire, teach. So you pick your word of the year, no matter what that word is, whatever fits you, whatever you think that you can be intentional about, and that will be your word of the year. So now, if we are ready and we have our utensils available, our writing utensils available, we're going to, I'm going to ask you to participate in this exercise. And when you think of what I've just talked about, word of the year, the word that's going to guide you throughout the year, the word that's going to push you throughout the year, um, something that you're going to be intentional about making a priority in your decision making and your action taking. Now, if you had to choose one word to describe your focus and attention, your focus and intentions for the coming year, what would it be? Go ahead without deliberation. Just begin writing down words focused on what you would like to do and be in the upcoming year. What you would like to do and be in the upcoming year. It could be specific activities you would like to accomplish, characteristics you would like to embody and embrace, habits you would like to break, anything that comes to mind when you think about the coming months. If you're still thinking, if you're still writing, that's okay. I want you to think about that. Just jot it down. It can be a number of words. It could be 20 words. It could be 25 words. Just write it down. What comes to mind when you start when I asked you that question? If you could choose one word to describe your goals and intentions, your focus and intentions for the year 2022, what are those words that come to mind? Just jot them down quickly. Anything that comes to mind when you think about 2022. Then, after you've written down your number of words, whatever they are, I gave you a few just to think about that other people have done. It does, but it doesn't necessarily mean that those are the words that you're going to choose. But just in case they are on your list, what I want you to do is review the list. Look at all of the words that you wrote down and circle the ones that stand out most to you. Now, of course, you've written all the words, so they are all words that came to your mind. But there are some words that might just jump out more to you. There are some words that you might just feel like, you know what? I really think that my 2022 can be a year of blank. So circle those words that stand out to you the most. Then, what I want you to do is reflect on what you truly want to accomplish in this coming year. Then compare what you want to accomplish with the words that you have circled. Do they coincide? Does anything jump out to you there? Is there anything that has a resounding yes? This is the word I'm choosing for this year. Now, there may be some words that may come to you immediately. But there may be some words that you may need to meditate on and pray about and seek guidance and input from others. But ultimately, the word of the year is going to be your word of the year. But this little exercise is one to help you to think about it. Some people might think that intentional, well, some people may have said that intentional is their word for the year. So when they're doing things, they remember my word of the year is intentional. So if I'm going to say that I'm going to do this thing, then I have to be intentional about doing this thing. If I say I'm going to commit to an event or to a program, I am going to be intentional about showing up to the event, showing up to the program. If I say that I'm going to be intentional about taking these courses or growing my Facebook group, then for 2022, when I say that I'm going to grow my Facebook group, I have to be intentional about the actions that I take to grow my Facebook group because intentional is my word of the year. So that's kind of what I want you to consider for 2022. And if you already know you have a word that you're settled on, put it in the chat below. If you have multiple words and you just want to get some feedback on the words, put your multiple words in the chat and let us know that you want, feedback. And me personally, I have a couple of words and I'm going to ask for your help in kind of locking them down. And what words I might say on this live today may not even end up being the word that I pick. Just because as you do the exercise, you realize that there are other words, and then some of the words overlap. And you may be able to get a more definitive term for the same 3 or 4 words that keep recurring. And you just might find that one word that makes the most sense for you to do. Because I was set on the word do. Because I was set on just do it. But it's word of the year. So I can't, some people do have phrase of the year. But I'm going with word of the year to give myself more impact and to give more impact and um, directness. So I was just like, okay, do. So when words like trying, um, wanting, going, um, I would kind of refrain from those words, think about my word of the year, and say to myself, mm-mm, I'm not going to try to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to think about do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to be I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to be scared about it. I'm just going to do it. And so that is why I was leaning on do. Then I was like, I have a tendency to start things. So maybe my word of the year would be completion. Not just start it, but do it and get it done. So getting it done and doing it, completing it and doing it, do and complete, they kind of like go together, right? So you see how you might find words that recur, but it's all about trying to figure out which one would aptly describe my word of the year. So if you're still thinking about some words, go ahead and put some words that come to mind. You may inspire me and others in the group to come up with a different word as well. Um, Another word I was thinking about was intentional, which is probably why I said it like several times. I didn't go with that one just yet. I haven't solidified my word, but intentional. Really just being intentional about what I do and how I spend my time. So if my word is intentional, I am not going to be on Facebook scrolling for 40 minutes, scrolling for 90 minutes. I'm not going to be binging my Netflix shows, because I'm going to be intentional about my time. I'm not going to be in the shopping malls. Well, y'all stay safe with this here Omicron and COVID altogether. Just these numbers have skyrocketed everywhere. So be safe. Um, and so I'm still thinking about these words. So if you have some words that you're thinking about, put them in the chat. I want to check them out. I want to see it. And if you haven't already joined the Facebook group, go ahead and join the Facebook group because these live streams won't be hanging out in the Facebook page for long. And just just think about it. Word of the year. It may sound a little woo-woo to some, but really just think about if you're focusing on success. Success could be your word of the year. If you're focusing on success, then everything else kind of like, I don't want to say self-discriminates. Mm, it excludes itself from the conversation because you're focused on your one thing. You're focused on success, and all the lollygagging and the playing and the kikiing and all that stuff on the side is not productive. It is not helping you to get to the success that you desire. So, like I said, word of the year helps you to focus your intentions and how you operate, how you actually give what you give your attention to, because you're focusing on that one thing. Now, you can have a word of the year and forget about it. Sure. But if you really want to have the impact, want the word of the year to have the impact that it can have, the best impact that it can have, then you need to look at it not just at the first of the year, but look at it however many times you can, whether that be on a sticky on your wall, on your computer, on your keyboard, whether that's something you have hanging in your bathroom, on your bathroom wall, near your desk, just constant reminder of that word. Also, you want to review your activity month to after month. So at the end of January, you want to look at what have you done throughout the year that coincides or solidifies the use of your word of the year. If your word of the year is success, what have been your successes throughout the month? Review them. If you don't find that you've done anything to work towards that word of the year, examine yourself, see what you can do better. And the next month, you do better. You work towards it. And then at the end of February, you do the same thing. Review what you've done that moved you towards your word of the year, or in the case where it's not towards, but actually an expression or a feeling, outward expression or feeling that you have selected. Did you actually express that? Were you indeed believing in yourself? If your word is believed, were you indeed hoping and actually taking action? Or if your word is to just, I'm just going to pray. That's my word. Do you find yourself praying like you should? Did you institute a daily ritual, a routine where prayer is part of your day to day? What have you done to work towards the word of the day, or to express the word of the day? So it's similar to goals, because it's similar to goals, but with goals, you look to achieve them in different ways. But it's still setting goals, setting up your action plan to achieve those goals, and then actually taking action towards those goals. So that's what you want to do also with word of the day. So I hope that you are considering the word of the day, word of the year. There is a such thing as a word of the day, and I'm so excited because I got my kids a word of the day a book. So we're going to be learning some words every day. It's going to be so much fun. I didn't have a word of the day book when I was growing up, but I love words. Sometimes I use words and think to myself, where did I learn that from? But I did learn a lot of stuff when I was in high school that I managed to keep, and I still use many of those words that I thought I would never use because they were too many syllables, or they just didn't sound right. But I love my word of the day book that I'm going to be working with the kids, and they get so excited because then they wake up in the morning and they're like, oh, did we forget to do our word of the day? So I'm glad that they like it too. So, word of the year. What is going to be your focus? What is going to be your intention? What is that word that's going to set you on fire every time you see it and have you think, this is it? This is what I'm going to do. And again, it also helps you to gauge, I think I mentioned already, your decision making. So, if you have a word of the year that expressly says that this is what you're going to do, then when it comes to making up your mind about something, what's going to tip the scale for you may just be your word of the year. All right. It is the end of the year 2021, and we've had such a wonderful time. We've learned a lot. We've talked about a lot of different topics, but I really do look forward to 2022 and a new year, a new you, a new year, a new budget, a new year, a new um, revival of just what is exciting and new. And I'm really looking forward to 2022 coming in and just changing the game. Honestly, I'm looking forward to just changing the game. And if you are interested in taking your business to the very next level, in 2022, then definitely hit me up on www.themompreneurhq.com/clarity call. Let's chat. Let's talk about your business. Let's see what it is that you need help with, and then we'll see if we can work together to make that happen. Because Mom Entrepreneur HQ is a community to help mom entrepreneurs grow, start, grow, and scale their online business. If you are looking to do that, we are here for you. But if you don't tell me that you need help, I won't know. I'm just thinking that you just all that in the bag of chips and you got it all together and you are just here to support me and my efforts to grow my business. But I know that I want to did build this community so that we moms didn't have to be alone in building our business. You're not alone. You got the Mompreneur HQ family right here. So if you're looking to grow your business in 2022, reach out. Let's set up an appointment. Let's get on the phone. Let's get on a Zoom call and make it happen. Because 2022, I'm telling you that word of the year, I was thinking about action. I was thinking about intentional. I was thinking about do, complete. I got like 4, 5 words already that I need to narrow down and get done. But what if 2022 was actually your best year ever? Think about it. What do you need to do? What plan do you need to lay out and execute to have your dreams come true in 2022? If you started off the year with a dream and you end this year, 2021, with the same dream and you've made no progress towards achieving it, then 2022 has to be different. And I'm here to help you make that happen. Make it different, make it better, and make it the best year yet. All right. So if you enjoyed our episode today, please make sure that you comment. Let us know what you think about the word of the year. Let us know what you are trying to narrow down, or if you found your word of the year, put it in the comments so that I know that you watch this episode, watch this live stream, and that you have gotten something out of today's message. Word of the year. Let's be intentional. Let's make 2022 the best year yet. Until next time.